What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 21 of my journey as a startup builder. Today, I just want to show what all the sounds that I have to kind of work with every day, every single day to build this thing. So, today, I want to talk more of a life journey blog. I don't know how much are you catching. There are a bunch of people here. I live in a densely populated area. It's just about every single one around me. They're doing something, fixing, upgrading their apartment. I don't know if you can hear from outside here. There's drilling and demolishing and all kind of thing. The guy above is breaking something, and this is part of the problem. No, my journey is slightly different because I used to live in Palo Alto. In Palo Alto, Mount, well, technically Mountain View. Look at this. And you have to work with all these sounds um, every single day. And I've tried to do everything. Double pane windows, nothing is working. Nothing. The only thing that works is for me to take off. So anyway, let me backtrack a little bit. I used to live in Mountain View. I used to work for Google. I kind of stayed um, at Google for a year, and I didn't fit in. Lots of reasons. I have to do another blog on why I quit Google. Um, but then I moved back. Well, moved back in the sense that I came back to India, which is currently I'm in India, where I would like I have some more breathing room, because if I want to build this thing by myself, alone, without any VCs, like I have not contacted any investors. I don't want any investors. I want to bootstrap this. Um, it's much easier here. But the challenge is, yes, I have some wiggle room because it's the cost is slightly cheaper to live. It's just so painful, so painful. So I want to talk about three different things. One is the sound, and I'm just stuck in a terrible apartment, and I've tried to move, but I can't find even a single place without exorbitant rent. Um, it's been a year and a half of searching, no luck, no luck. Um the thing is, the place where I live, there are a lot of buildings that are go. Look at this. I don't even know what they're doing. And this is an everyday thing, not. Today's a Saturday, by the way. It's 12 o'clock. Um, but it, anywho, I moved back, and to kind of come back and focus on my startup. I want to build something of my own, a search startup. I was tired of Google. Working at Google, I realized how much the world needs an alternative. And as much as I'm happy with Perplexity and a few other players, Brave, etc., none of them quite fit the bill for me. No, and plus, I had these so many ideas of how I would build a search startup if I were to build from scratch. Now, something about me also is that I worked for Ask Jeeves or Ask.com, which is also a search startup or search company. I worked there for 7 years in different capacities. I was at one point a chief software architect or the chief software architect for our organization. I've been in search space for a long time, and I also personally was always interested in search. Um, um, so it's something I always wanted to work on, and now was the right time for me to work on it. But it's so hard to work if you don't have a good place to live with. And my family, my kids, or I have kids, I have one kid, they wanted a good school, and so we chose an area, a neighborhood where there were decent schools, but then you have to live in this very high cost of living area. And then apparently in India, everyone's breaking things and making things, building things again. It's just a trend. And It's been a mess. That being said, I still call myself extremely lucky. I don't get to wake up on Monday morning and go to work on something that I don't believe in. Look at this. So today, for example, I'm showing personalization. I'm going to talk about this in detail in future videos. But what you're seeing is what good is a search engine if the search engine or search platform? I call myself a search platform because it's more than it's not really a search engine. It's a search platform. You come here for searching, finding, discovering info, and then a big part is to keep you updated. That's a big thing. So that's sort of the whole cycle that I'm after. And what good is that, a product like that, if the product doesn't understand you in a non-creepy way? So you really have to understand the user and personalize the responses. And here I'm showing something that I'm currently working on where, there's this idea of extracting memories from everything you interact with. All other LLMs do this. This is nothing new. But I'm doing it obviously in my own way, which is very user-centric is the best way I put it. Every time a memory is extracted and saved, I flash in the UX memory saved, and you can instantly kill it, delete it, edit it. You can see all the memories used very easily. I know ChatGPT does it, but you can rebuild the memory profile by fine-tuning and removing things and adding things, stuff that you just cannot do in ChatGPT. And you can also do private mode where it's not personalized. And I'm the only product that I know of where private mode is the default. By default, everything's private. Anywho, so I'm working on this. There's obviously memory extraction, and then you have to blend, what I call blending. I don't know if it's an industry term, but you want to constantly keep your profile up to date. It's like my wife studied forensic science, and there was this whole thing about profiling people, criminals, etc. And you really have to understand them. This is akin to that, where you're trying to profile the user, but in a good way, in a non-creepy way, in a very transparent way, while giving them control. So sometimes we may not pick up they may be working at Ford Motor Company, but they've never searched about it. And so we would never know. I would never know because they've not searched on it, because the whole profile is built from your interaction. But the user can go in and just put a little blurb. Hey, I'm this. ChatGPT allows you to do this, I think. But I want to do that in a very simple, basic way, but it uses full control. And the other thing I love doing or want to do is one-click delete. One-click delete the whole profile, everything gone. So private by default, one-click delete, and super obvious user-centric personalization, which is what I want. And then in the future, I want to support multiple personas. So you could have a work persona, and because you're working, and so everything's personalized for your work. And then you have a personal, like say you are a golf enthusiast, and so you pick your golf enthusiast persona, and everything's personalized with the golfer because you're kind of in that mode right now, right? And the AI doesn't know. So here, I'm doing just very simple. You can pick. I think Grok has something like this, where you can pick in a drop down the persona you are, and then say you also are an amateur cook, and so you can pick your cook persona or chef persona, and the system will try to personalize that way. It's still you. It still knows it's you, but it's like you're in this persona mode. There are different hats. We all have different personas, different personalities. And again, how do you do that? It's a very simple way, very easy to use. 5-year-old should be able to use it. Easy. And again, in full control. So that's all the thing I'm doing. And here what you're seeing is the memory extraction, the profile that gets updated. New facts just means that we found some new things about you. We're going to update the profile. I want to update the profile. It's funny, I keep saying we because I have it, but it's really just me, one person. And then there's this loop of personalization. You get better and better at personalization because user searches, we pull in memories, we personalize the response, and then you learn from it and then improve the profile, right? So here it says, why did we learn, what did we learn about this user, and then we save that. Along with, it says toast shown. So this is the transparency part. If we learn something about you, we don't secretly save it. And I don't want to use this for ads. There's a whole other discussion on how I want to monetize short answer is SaaS APIs. So I want to do SaaS APIs, and then very basic sponsored areas, but no user data or very little user data should be needed. But definitely not like personal memories. I don't want people, advertisers, to know I like golf in my free time, or I like reading about science fiction, or I like cooking. I don't. No, that's private. Don't personalize all that. Don't even give me an option. Don't do it in the first place. Because if you have an option, then the big problem you have is, what is the default? And then, of course, most companies, because it's all about revenue and growth, is the default's gonna be on. And then if you complain, you're like, oh yeah, you can always go here and turn it off. Well, okay, I didn't know that. And then what about all the data, all the advertisers, data that advertisers have already sucked in about me? Too late. So no, it's not even an option. And even if it's an option, if it's off by default, no one will go and like say turn on personalization and take all my data, give it to advertisers. It's stupid. I know so many apps today. Google does this, like, oh, turn on personalization. Your responses will be better. Well, okay, why can't you just do personalized responses but not personalized ads? Why do you have to be? Why do you have to be both? And so it's like a bait. Like, hey, we'll give you better responses, personalize it for you. But by the way, we'll also use your data to sell it to advertisers, and God knows how they store your data. God knows how they use their data, but we'll make money off it. And so you get both, and so yes, pick personalized. And on top of that, they'll keep it on by default, many providers. That's the state. That's the state of search today. We have to change it. We have to. And Perplexity is great. I'm a Perplexity Pro subscriber. Oh, actually, my Perplexity Pro subscription just ended. So I was looking for coupons or offers, because it's like $20 a month, a little expensive for me at the moment. But I will subscribe. I love Perplexity. I love what they do. Very much in the camp of cheering for them to succeed. What I'm building is a similar thing, but more user-centric is how I describe it. More transparent is how I describe it. Also community-based. So I'll be on community forums, very engaged, listening constantly. I don't know if Perplexity founders do that. Maybe they do. I don't know. I don't follow them that closely. But for me, that is important. And then periodically, I want to go tour different parts of the country where we have users, and then go meet them in person and learn from them, and also see how we can reward our best users monetarily or some other ways. And then it's good to have a smaller also option. You got Google, you got Perplexity, and a few other players, and that's it. Keep in mind, Perplexity is also going to be, it's already a multi-billion-dollar startup, and it may be $1 trillion startup tomorrow. And so it's, at the end of the day, it will become no different than Google. And so a smaller player, small player. It's a good option. So sometimes you want an option, privacy first, user-centric, good, and then equally good answers. I can argue some of my answers I think will be better than Google and Perplexity. I'm very confident. Some of the things I've been doing. I mean, look at this, the whole personalization. It's fun. I've been testing it. This is just a diagram, but I've already implemented, and it's nice. It actually does a pretty good job. So the point being is, like, it's just in like cars, right? You don't need a Bugatti Veyron or whatever the latest Bugatti is to have a good car experience. Thankfully, the technology has evolved, industrialization has evolved, supply chain has evolved, where you can get a decent, a good car, maybe a good Tesla, or I don't know. I like Tesla, but whatever, small Ford $30,000, $20,000 car that gives you a joy. It's fun to drive. It has all the things you need, and it's still a great ride, and you love it. And in fact, you may end up driving it more than the Bugatti, or like a S-Class or Range Rover or something. So that's how I think about this. This is like the $20,000 Ford that I'm building, which could give you maybe even more joy than your 200, 300. You hear that? It's insane. It's properly insane. I'm actually thinking of, by the way, going some places. I'll do a separate blog on that as well, where get like a second place, or at least stay there a few weeks to kind of work, get away from all this nonsense. But anyway, instead of your G-Wagon, you may drive this more. So that's the whole purpose of existence, why I'm doing this. And I'm confident that even if there are like 5 more search startups and 10 more, 100 more, or maybe search doesn't become a thing, everyone just uses chat. What is this guy doing? By the way, I use AirPods 3 Pro, so they help. And I also have XM5 Sony, so they help. But they don't completely block out. These noises are like next level. It's like sci-fi universe. So the best noise canceling can't help with this. But yeah, that's why I'm building my search startup, to have that sort of alternative that's user-centric, privacy first, doing the right thing. But don't get me wrong, it's a for-profit startup. I'm not building a non-profit. I don't even know how to build a non-profit, and I don't even know if that's the right thing. So will I make some money from it? Yeah, heck yeah. I've like not had income for over 2 years, living off my savings. I need to build up some savings. I need to get a place to live that's not this place. I need to get a place. I need to buy some nice cars. I need to once in a while travel first class somewhere, and enjoy some nice things occasionally, I guess. So yeah, it's definitely going to be for profit, but I do want as much community involvement and as much the community can benefit from it. And I don't know if I would pursue an investor route where it's all about 2x growth, 3x growth. I don't know what it gets me, and also more importantly, what gets the community. Maybe a downside of something what I'm building is that the costs are going to be so high and no one's going to use the product. People are like, it's just like Google. I'll just use Google. I really feel sorry for those people, because you don't know what Google and the like are really how they operate, what they do to the data. And I was part of Google search. It's good intent. By the way, the way I describe Google is a great organization, a great company with good intention, but that doesn't, the intention doesn't always translate to good execution. Is the best way I describe Google. Nice people, very nice people, but sometimes you get screwed over by the nicest of people, and sometimes just like a dumbass, like bad dude can get you around, and you may have, you can get what you want. At least with some pain, but you still get what you want. The nice folks can screw you over, and that's kind of how I describe it. Nice folks, but like, damn, scary. So yeah, that's why I'm building a search startup. Have a small alternative that's not investor backed, so it's not all about growth, but it's very much a for-profit organization. I hope I make some money off it. I hope I build some equity off it. And SaaS APIs is going to be one, and then sponsored placement, but without sharing users' private pots and memories, no way. And being private by default, and being transparent in terms of what we record, and one click delete. Maybe there's a confirmation and something like that, but all of that, and GDPR compliance and all of that, privacy compliance, not just for Europe or anything like that, for United States, North America as well. So yeah, that was today's blog. I was going to talk about a few more things, but I'll do more of these sort of vlogs. Right now I'm working on personalization. The whole search end-to-end kind of works, but I'm improving it. I've also introduced a loop to refine if the result is not satisfactory. Kind of try again with some more data. Oh my god. I need to get out of here. So going well in personalization is I love personalization. I in the previous video I've said I love query understanding and working with what we can tell from the query. This fits right in because we can tell so much about the query once we introduce user profile and understanding. Oh, that's the apple they mean, or that's what they mean by having fun. Like, it's not like bungee jumping and skydiving. But for them, taking fun is like cooking and sharing the joy with family and friends. Right? That's so it helps. So I consider this part of query understanding, and yeah. So that's current its current state. I hope to launch this in April, pre alpha. So looking forward to that. Um, was there something else? Yeah, I think this place thing I need to solve. I need to find a good. There's a place called Goa, which I'm looking at to see if I can go and kind of rent something for a week, 2 weeks Airbnb. Because there's no way. It's just so hard to work. It's like someone drilling something in your brain. And I used to live in Mountain View and Irvine, very quiet, very nice places, beautiful weather. And this is just turning the whole world upside down. It's insane. This is insane. So you need to find a new place. Um, and one experiment. I also get very homesick very quickly. I don't know, so it makes it hard. I'm like a homely fella. Like I like my desk, I like my chair, I like my thing, I like the TV behind. I like that. But these things make it very difficult. So I need to get out my rut, my funk. So that's one thing. I need to record more videos regularly. So I'm gonna start almost 4 times a week, 5 times a week. 5 minute video, start of the day, 5 to 10 minute, 5 to 10 minute video, end of the day. And then I'm gonna do some live code with me session that I'm not talking, I'm just coding and the camera is on. I like that. I don't know. I want to do that. I love it. It's just like I'm live. I'm coding, and then someone who's also coding, also a founder, can turn my video, keep it in the background as some company. Someone's there because you feel so alone when you're a one-person company. You feel so alone. But I predict there'll be so many companies like me in the future. So many. So that's something I need to do. And I need to find someone to help me with social media. I've not been active on social media. Like, how do I post? How do I edit videos? I'm sure I can find out, but all my attention goes in building this. I don't want to spend time figuring out what to post, how to edit. So I have to find someone who's gonna help me out. So okay, I think that's it. I don't keep just going for too long. But the main point is why I wanted to build my journey, and I need to find a nice place. That's something else I wanted to vlog about. Just this crazy people around me, and all the destruction and rebuilding they do. It's insane. It makes life miserable. So I need to find a place. Hopefully, maybe next video I'll have an update on that. And then why I was building this update. And third is how do I get better at social media. I'll talk about that also more and more in future sessions. Until then, hasta la vista. See ya.